The power of your mind. What is the power of your mind? Well, it's the power of your thought energy. The power of your mind is probably a phrase you've heard. I know even when I was growing up, I heard that term, although nobody really knew what it was or what it meant or how to get the power of your mind, but it was a term that I heard. And then people started to think, well, it's positive thinking. And we know that there's a lot more to it than that. And because there has to be emotion, there has to be positive feeling thoughts. The emotion has to be part of it, because if we just say words that sound positive, that doesn't go anywhere really. Or even maybe worse is if we say words that we think are positive, but they're really drawing a negative emotion out of us. Now that's kind of really shooting ourselves in the foot. So we always want to be aware of how the thoughts that we think feel. And even if they sound like positive words, if we're feeling a negative emotion, the energy, the vibration, the transmission to the law of attraction is low vibration. Because we're always using the power of our mind. It's interesting, again, when I was growing up, people think, well, you got to learn to use the power of your mind. Well, you want to learn to use the power of your mind effectively. And that's a big thing to understand, because we're always using the power of our mind, because every thought all day long, we are transmitting something to the law of attraction in terms of a vibration. And so if it's negative, then it's going to work and drawing to us things that are of that nature. And if it's positive, it's the opposite. And so what has been happening, and people are unaware of it, is we have been using the power of our mind, but we have been using it against ourselves, because we don't fully understand it. We don't understand the creative process. We don't grow up with that information. And so we don't understand the powerful effect of choosing a good feeling thought over one that doesn't feel good. And in fact, many people have normalized negative emotion. They'll say things like, well, that's just the way life is. How else am I supposed to feel? Well, you can see that's going to add up to a lot of trouble when you think things like that, because negative emotion is natural, but we don't want to normalize it. We want to use it as an indicator, just like we use the warning track on the side of the highway when our car starts to go off and you hit that bumpy patch, and that's telling you get back on the road, right? So it's good, but you don't want to drive on it or over it. Negative emotion is good, you just don't want to hang around it. It's just telling you sort of slipped out of your high vibration. It's time to get back in. So the power of our mind is the power that we generate when we are in a either negative or positive. It's still power, but we want it to be positive, but it's still power when it's negative. So the power of our mind is the power of our thought energy, and we want to take charge of that power of our mind so the thought energy is positive, so that the resources of the universe are working to bring us what we want and not what we don't want. And so as we solicit these powers with positive energy, then they're really working for us in a very nice way. They're all our friends, because everything is going to come in a way that feels very good to us. And it's going to be the receiving of dreams and desires, and that's that joyous expansion of the universe. That's that fundamental impulse, and that's what we came for. And that's how we live it, by supplying that positive thinking thought energy. With emotion, the feeling of that positive feeling thought energy. So if we use it negatively, it's kind of like this. We're kind of like out on our own, and the resources are working against us, and it's a much harder, tougher life. I mean, look at your life. Do you feel like there's a struggle in your life? in one or more areas, or that you've been working hard, you want it to go different, you can't get it to go different than it is. What's going on? Why is it not working for me? Why are other people getting it to work for them? And actually, the people that you think are getting it to work for them, probably not really as much as what you might think. And I see a lot of that. Of course, I coach people all over the world, and I coach people in all sort of ranges of life. So even people that you think may have it all together and it's all working out for them, they get stuff to work on. So the best thing here is that we all just not look around too much and pay attention to what other people are doing, but pay attention to what we can do with our thought energy to get it into more of a habitual, positive feeling place, and then our life is going to be the way that we want it to be. And it's just important to realize that we didn't get the high vibration school growing up. We just didn't. But we went to school and we got mathematics and we got our languages and we got geography and sciences and all that stuff. And it came along gradually, year after year, over roughly about 12 years, and then we sort of graduated with that information. Well, it won't take you 12 years to learn how this universe works and to learn how to use your thinking mind in a positive feeling way at all times. But it will take some time. You're just going to have to allow that there is a learning process. And anybody on the internet that's telling you, giving you techniques or telling you to do this and that, and then everything's going to manifest, well, they may be getting some benefit from your money, but you're only going to get a very limited benefit from them, maybe temporary, maybe not at all. You're just going to have to learn to use your thinking mind in a positive feeling way. It's not about techniques, and it's not about strategies and methods and all the rest of it. It's about living as your true high vibration self, thinking positive feeling thoughts as you go through your day about everything, and being in that stream of high vibration energy. And that energy is kind of like greasing the wheels on the rail, and they're rusty and crusty and seized up. They don't go. But if you put some oil on everything and let that soak in, that rail moves along quite nicely. And when you are positive feeling thoughts in your day, and you get in that habit and you get that roll going, that's like a well-greased wheel, and things just flow. And that's just natural life. There is no techniques or strategies. If you want to think of techniques and strategies to use and methods, make them positive feeling thought strategies and positive feeling thought methods. And then you're really doing something for yourself. And that's what my book, Higher Vibrations for Health, Happiness, and Harmony, 20-week program. And every week of that program, you're going to do some reading, answer some questions, make sure you understand what you read, and then you're going to do some exercises. How can you do anything if you don't exercise the skill that you learned? Even as you went through regular school, whatever topic you studied, you read, you answered questions, did assignments, and you wrote tests. Why did you do that? Because you had to know made sure you knew what it meant and how to use it. Well, it's the same thing with our energy. You got to learn how it works, and then you answer questions so that you get a good understanding. You know that you have a good understanding, and then you exercise it so that you're doing it. Right? You don't want to pick up books just to read them and they felt nice and then you put them down and you go back to your same old life. You don't want that kind of book. That may be nice as you're doing something else that's a true learning program, but you got to do the learning. And when you learn, then you can start to apply it. And once you start to apply it, then you'll start to feel more at ease and more calm. And that's the first thing that's going to change in your life. Not the manifestations. You got to get the energy smoothed out. And then things will start to change. And the big thing will happen is that it will just start to go, your days will just flow easier. And then the final thing is then you're starting to see real physical world changes. So if you want to use the power of your mind effectively, Now, you're using it every day, but if you want to use it effectively so that your life manifests in the way that you want it to manifest, then you must learn how to choose good feeling thoughts at all times, in all places, so that you're supplying the law of attraction with that steady stream of high vibration energy, and then your life is going to be very satisfying for you. So that is the message for today. Thanks for listening in. Any questions, you can leave them on the post, and enjoy your day.